FPV flying through the static and the hate.
In this episode, I'll tell you my story, how I got into FPV flying, how that passion led me to 3D printing, and from there to developing my own frame for a 5-inch Freestyle drone. With strong filaments, an awesome design, and some fancy new ideas, I took it for the first flight. Freestyle drones from a 3D printer don't work? In this episode, I'm going to prove that they do. Thanks for being along for the ride. I started flying FPV about a year ago. I practiced a lot, crashed a lot, and repaired a lot. Through all those repairs, I learned a huge amount about drones and the technology behind them. I got into frame design and started understanding the pros and cons of different concepts. With my first drone, an iFlight Nazgul, I always wondered why the center of gravity wasn't right in the middle of the arm cross. The drone is really tail-heavy. Even when I mount a GoPro, there's still too much weight at the back. To balance it out, I have to put the battery as far forward as possible. But then the battery cable is too short, so I need an extension. I'm sure thousands of Nazgul owners are dealing with the exact same issue. Anyway, I learned a lot with my first drone. It spent over a month on a factory roof before I managed to retrieve it in a stealth mode operation. There it became a little rusty, but despite storms, rain and sun, it still worked perfectly after all that time. And small drones are trickier to repair because the components are so tiny. I often need a magnifying glass for troubleshooting, repairs, or dealing with screws and solder joints. I got to the point where I wanted to build my own drone, so I decided for the popular Apex Evo. With this frame, the center of gravity is positioned exactly in the middle of the drone. What's interesting is the center hub. Why? Number one, it ensures the X geometry by locking the arms in place. Number two, in a crash, it redirects forces into the structure and the other arms. And number three, it provides friction damping. Carbon fiber reinforced plastic is an extremely stiff material with very little inherent damping. That means vibrations and oscillations from the motors are transferred almost directly into the frame center with hardly any reduction along the way. To counter this, the design of the center stone is made to introduce controlled movement and friction at the interfaces. Friction generates heat, which drains energy from the vibrations. That is the principle and theory behind friction damping. I never really tested whether the friction damping idea in the Apex frame really works or how effective it is. Once I forgot to tighten my arm screws and crashed into a concrete structure. It not only broke my DJI camera, but also destroyed the TPU tailpiece. It was time to design my own parts and optimize things that could simply be done better. For this, I bought a 3D printer, downloaded a CAD software, and the next adventure could begin. Up until a few weeks ago, I knew absolutely nothing about 3D printing. After I finished designing my first replacement part for the rear of my Apex drone in CAD, my new printer arrived along with a spool of black TPU filament. With zero prior knowledge of what settings to use for TPU, I just went for it. 5 minutes in, the nozzle clogged. The filament got stuck and wouldn't extrude or retract. After removing the top cover of the print head, the issue was actually pretty easy to fix. To get the settings dialed in perfectly, I turned to DeepSeek, who really knows a lot about 3D printing. He or she explained exactly which settings to adjust in the slicer software to get a flawless result. And what can I say, it worked like a charm. The rear part fit perfectly. I'd gotten a taste for it, and the plan was set. Develop my own drone frame, print it using a 3D printer, and build it. I wanted to be independent of manufacturers and lead times. When products are discontinued or spare parts are sold out, you're powerless as a customer, something that's already happened with 3 of my drones. From now on, I want to produce as many frames and parts as I like at an unbeatable price. For this project, I'm looking at around €8 for an entire frame. €8, I need to say it again. Only €2 of that go toward the filament, which is the material that might break in a crash, while about €6 are calculated for standoffs, screws, and nuts. Even if this project is still in progress, it's already clear that the price and independence will be unbeatable. I got started and bought white and gray filament, PETG, a petroleum-based material that's tough, stiff, and durable. The first attempt with PETG failed. Getting the right print parameters is crucial again. I consulted my friend DeepSeek again, and the next attempt was already much better. The main body and arms were supposed to be a single piece, with all the electronic components mounted on a device carrier that would then be screwed onto the main body. If an arm breaks in a crash, the frame is easy to replace. The first designs were too soft and not stable enough. The experiment with hollow arms and a slot for cable routing also wasn't sturdy enough. So let's start over. The drone needs to have the following features, listed by priority. First, we need good flight performance. Second, we want low weight. Third, it must be easy and fast to repair. Fourth, good stability in a crash. And fifth, it should be nice to look at. Yes, those are my requirements for this project and my new drone. The drone's center of gravity should be exactly at the intersection of the arms, and the distances between the propellers, as well as between the propellers and the drone body, should be equal to ensure balanced leverage and high stability. This naturally results in the slightly squashed X shape, which coincidentally matches the geometry of the Apex drone and other successful frames. Stresses caused by forces and vibrations need to flow harmoniously through the geometry in order to make optimal use of the material's inherent damping. Stresses don't like sharp edges or screw connections. The forces during flight act in a highly dynamic way on the entire structure of the drone, from all directions. The arms experience vertical bending from bottom to top, intense torsion along the longitudinal axis, horizontal tension and compression, as well as horizontal bending caused by centrifugal force during fast turns. So we need an arm profile that can handle all these loads and has low weight and can be produced with a 3D printer. Let's compare the classic profiles, square, round or eye-shaped. First, we evaluate stiffness against bending. Then we look at stability against torsion. As we can see, there's no clear winner. I experimented and went with an innovative 4-chamber profile, which combines the strengths of the 3 profiles and prints well. This is a little design secret I'm sharing with you here. With 3D printing, you can create profiles that would otherwise be far too expensive or impossible to produce. Think different with 3D printing. The next material I wanted to try was PETG-CF, which is basically PETG with carbon fibers mixed in for even more stiffness and stability. Let's go for it. I ordered a roll of 200 grams of PETG-CF filament, and first had to decide on a color. I went with a nice dark blue. After all, the drone should look good and have a personal touch. The printer needs a hardened steel nozzle. PETG-CF required some parameter adjustments in the slicer, and then I was ready to go. I printed 2 frame sets, each using about 90 grams of filament. PETG-CF has a rougher surface than standard PETG due to the embedded carbon fiber particles, but once printed, the material sands and machines beautifully. It was a dream to work with and exceeded my expectations. I print both PETG and PETG-CF with a brim to prevent warping or parts lifting from the build plate. The brim can be removed very easily afterward using a knife and sandpaper. So from just 200 grams of filament, I was able to produce the main components for 2 drone frames. Assuming you pay around 18 euros per kilogram for PETG-CF in Europe, the main frame parts currently cost about 2 euros each. Add to that the TPU components, roughly 20 grams per frame, plus a few small parts like screws and standoffs. This is an absolute dream for any FPV pilot who owns a 3D printer, and potentially serious competition for manufacturers of FPV drone frames made from conventional carbon fiber. By the way, this was my voice supported by AI voice generator. It's convenient because things can be recorded faster and without German accent, but let's switch to my real voice.
We start with the big frame cross, bottom plate, top plate, then the TPU parts, the camera mount, and the pieces for the feet. We have 8 standoffs, each one is 20 mm, plus the standoff screws, 35 mm, and the nuts. We have 16 of those roundhead screws for the motors, and 18 of the countersunk screws for the frame itself, plus the 2 mini standoffs for the camera mount. We start with the first step. We assemble the frame cross with the bottom plate, and for this we take the bottom plate and just put it in. Now we need to tighten the bottom blade with the frame cross. For this we are using the 35mm screws, countersunk screws. We tighten them, and from the other side we secure them with the small nuts. The bottom blade is assembled and the screws are tightened. The frame is already super stiff, and now we are going to assemble the top plate with those 8 standoffs and the countersunk screws. Before we continue, we have to prepare our camera mount. I decided to design a camera mount including the GoPro mount to protect the camera very well. In case of a crash, I just print a new one. And for the preparation, we have to put the mini standoffs in the front here. I already did one to tighten then the camera mount to the frame. The mini standoffs are really tight in the TPU, and this is good. Then I can really screw them and tighten the camera mount according how it should be. Slide it over the 2 standoffs here in the front. Fits perfectly. And now we do the final assembly. My new 3D printed frame is finished. I could do it in 5 minutes and it's super stiff, and you can see how easy it will be to repair in case an arm breaks. You just change the cross, and later I'm going to use Loctite to secure the screws, and I'm going to use those feet when I have assembled the motors. Just for fun, and as the material costs are nearly nothing, I did another frame with PETG, and you can see the surface is much more shiny and it's also very stiff, and I'm sure this also would fly, and it's so much fun to play with colors and different filaments.
I got a carbon frame and a lithium heart. I was born to race right from the start. Plug the battery in, hear the buzzer beat. I'm the kind of trouble that you want to keep. 6 sails of power, spinning props of steel. You won't believe just how good it feels. I'm looking through the goggles, world is turning blue. I'm coming for the apex, coming for you. FPV flying, high voltage in the wire. FPV flying, setting all the clouds on fire. FPV flying, got the motor screaming loud. FPV flying, flying higher than the crowd. Dive a concrete tower, split the narrow gate. Dusty old warehouse flying through the door. Give me some more, yeah, give me some more. No gravity can hold me, no ground can stay my feet. I'm a digital demon on a rolling heat. Analog or digital, I don't really care, as long as there is lightning in the summer air. FPV flying, high voltage in the wire. Ich drucke dir die Welt in 3D, Schicht um Schicht, soweit ich seh. Von der Basis bis zum Licht verliere ich die Hoffnung nicht. Ich 3D-print the world for you. Alles glänzt in hellem Blau. I 3D-print the world for you. Präzise und auf den Punkt genau. Bruder, tanz im Falllicht. Ein feiner Faden, der niemals bricht. Geschmolzenes Plastik vom Beton. Alles Wunder im leeren Raum. Düse summt ein leises Lied, während die Hitze das Geräusch verzieht. Millimeter für Millimeter entsteht. Was vorher nur im Kopf sich dreht. Der Meißel braucht es kein schweres Gerät. Nur ein Design, das niemals vergeht. Ich drücke dir die Welt. FPV flying through the static and the haze. Pulse of the motor in a rhythmic maze. Deep in the frequency, lost in the sound. Leaving the gravity here on the ground. Watch the horizon start to bend and to break. Every rotation is a risk that I take. No resin, no metal, just a vision I made. An FPV drone printed 3D in the shape. Layer by layer, the structure is born. Stronger than fabric that's weathered and worn. Melting the filaments, bonding the soul into a machine that I finally control. Shadows are shifting as I dip through the trees. Caught in the current of a digital breeze. Sensation of falling, but I'm climbing so high. Chasing the thunder in a velvet black sky. FPV flying, we're cutting the night.
I was totally blown away by my first flight. The drone looks perfect after 5 packs and it was absolute fantastic. For flight performance I would give it a 0 to minus for hovering in slow flight. The drone shows strong vibrations here, which you can also hear. You saw that with the backward installed GoPro. For normal flying in freestyle, it gets a plus, maybe even a double plus. But for that double plus, I will need to fly more packs and do a direct comparison with my carbon fiber drones in less wind. But overall, the flying was fantastic. The drone hasn't been pit tuned, meaning the pits and filters are out of the box. I didn't notice any prop wash at all, but more tests will follow. Weight double plus, easy to repair plus, stability open as I had no crash yet. Nice to look at, I love it. This was part 1. Next up, more tests, hard dives from 300 meters to really test the frame, black box analysis, trying out new even tougher filaments, giving the frame an upgrade, experimenting with damping and testing different props. Oh yeah, and it's going to get very colorful. Thanks for joining the channel, stay tuned.